Hi, we've got another interview. This is with the reaction channel EJRILLA. Hi, thank you for joining me.
Yay, hello. Thank you for having us. We're happy to be here.
And they've been really patient with me because we've had some tech issues. Dear me.
It's all good.
All sorts of tech issues.
It's all good.
Okay.
That's life.
Before we go much further, I've watched a couple of the videos, and sometimes I'm speaking to Devon, sometimes it's Eric, and sometimes it's EJ. So tell everybody who you are.
Okay, all right. Well, so on here I go by EJ, but my name is Eric.
Okay.
That's been my name since birth. So spelled ERIC.
Yeah.
You can call me either one. You can call me Eric. You can call me EJ. I don't care. I'll
Erica.
respond to all of it. Yeah. You can call me whatever's easier for you in the moment.
Yeah.
I'll respond to all of it.
In the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I go by Rilla, but my name is Devon, actually. And the only reason I go by Rilla is because back in the day when I was going to be a DJ, my middle name's Jay, so I'm actually DJ.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a DJ for a while. And my DJ stage thing was going to be like, okay, now everybody say, go Rilla, go Rilla, go, because my favorite animal is a gorilla. So that's the entire background behind why it's called that. It makes no other sense, but that's the reason.
Yeah. It's like having... you're a lot younger than me, but when emails came around, we all gave ourselves weird emails, and then suddenly, you're in your 40s, it's like, oh my goodness, I can't keep using this email.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, just fun things like that, you know?
Yeah. I was having a quick look at your channel, and I think the first one was about 3 months ago, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Can't believe it.
Beginning of February, right? Is when we started doing this?
Yeah.
We started recording like 3 weeks before we actually put anything out there, because I wanted to make sure we had a backlog, because too many content creators just create 3 videos or whatever, and then they're like, oh crap, those 3 videos are out, now I have to record again and then put it out there, and so they get burnt out super fast. And so I used to do podcasting, and I've done videos on a separate channel as well, and so like having a backlog makes it so you're less stressed. Right. And so now we're recording every Tuesday, and we're already good for the next 2 weeks, so we're like recording for 3 weeks down the line.
Anyway, I really want to get into your story, but normally what I do, sorry, excuse me, is the Renegades found me. And so I tend to start with that as a question. How did you find Ren, and what happened when the Renegades found you?
Renegades.
Ren was, I've never heard of Ren until I started doing this. And it was actually you, Devin. He brought, because I'll bring songs to the table, he'll bring songs to the table. We kind of deliberate which ones we want to do, and he brought Ren, and out of nowhere he's like, hey, we should check this Ren song out. He's like, someone in the comments said that this Ren guy is really good. I'm like, all right.
Dope.
And so the next time we set to record, we just listened to our first Ren song, and dude, I tell you what,
we were hooked.
Oh yeah, I think I looked at him like 3 times during that video. I'm like, all right, I'm deep diving this guy. Like his instant just like presence when he like comes on the video is just like, it blows you away.
And like we like to say, instant Spotify.
Instant Spotify, yeah. So the way the Renegades found us was really through the comment section. I mean, we started doing a Ren video that was kind of like a snowball effect. Like we did our first Ren video, commented, then all of a sudden people were like, hey, do this one, do this one, do this one. We're like, all right, we'll do it all. Like we're hooked on Ren, so we'll do it all. And then next thing you know, we did like 3 straight days of all Ren.
When it started with Jenny and Screech.
Yeah, it did.
It was our very first video, and that one went crazy. Yeah. We did, the tail all in one video, right? And most people would separate them out. And I was like, you know what? These it tells a story. Let's do it all in one video.
Yep.
And that was the right choice. And that was like, to this day, that's one of our most popular. I mean, that is our most popular Ren video.
Yeah.
Not a game second, actually, but that one is our most popular. And then, because of that video, I was like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden the comments were just blowing up.
Yep.
And I respond to every comment. That's one thing I thrive to do with this channel, is every time someone comments, I'm going to respond to it. So it's a lot of comments. And so it just blew up, and the Renegades found us. And I didn't realize there was a fandom behind, Ren.
Yeah.
And there definitely was. And they blew up our channel.
Yeah.
Like we started, and then immediately after doing a few Ren videos, we were like at 5K or something.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we jumped into BTS and stuff, and now we're at 11 or something now.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I think,
it all started with the Renegades.
Yeah, I think I saw something like you did your first live, and you were saying, "Hey, we're at 10,000," and then I looked at the number, and it was 11.5, and I was like, "I'm going to blink again, and you're going to be at 15." Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that too is that live stream that we did last night was actually supposed to be our 4K live stream. That was our fun goal we did for 4K.
Yep.
And then because, we do work and stuff like that, we had to schedule it out because he had to get work off, right? And so we're like, okay, let's do it in April. Well, and now we're at 10. So we're like, let's do it a 10K live stream instead of a 4K.
Yeah.
Crazy whirlwind.
It's been wild.
I'm going to ask another question though about the comments.
Yeah.
So the comments, they're saying to you, cover this song and we love whatever. But are you getting the other comments which I experienced, which were, this is how Ren impacted me, this is my story, and did you get all those as well?
Of course.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've gotten all sorts of comments from, Ren saved my life, which is always amazing to hear, to, the good thing that I found about, Renegades, we have not had any negative comments.
No.
Which is shocking because, normally when you have that amount of comments, there's going to be someone that's a hater of, someone, the artist, right? I've done all of them. I haven't seen anyone that's like, yo, Ren sucks or we don't Ren. We don't like him. Yep. It's been really cool because a lot of it's like Ren has had a positive impact on my life, right? Mm-hmm. That's consistent throughout the board. And then on top of it, he's a great musician, right? And then he's just a genuine human. And so it's really cool. It's really inspiring. And it makes us want to keep doing more Ren because it's like, we love his sound. We love his vibe. And we're going to be doing the chapters here too, so we could learn even more. Yeah. And so it's been, great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest thing also with Ren is like, those kind of comments are really what gives you joy in doing this.
Yeah.
Because that's the point of music, is to really connect. So whenever we do get those types of comments on Ren, it does. I also connect to him because I'm like, hey, it made me feel like that way too. I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. This song made me feel that way, So I love those kind of comments. I think that's the whole point of music. So. Yeah.
But I think in your channel description, it was saying that you've got some sort of psychology background. Is that right? Or
yeah, I do. Yes, I do indeed. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology with a emphasis certificate in business psychology.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I watched the High Ren one though, and I was desperate for you to geek out on the psychology thing. And then there was 2 minutes, but it was just black, and it was like, where did he go? And I was thinking, did they censor him? Like, did he geek out and censor him?
No. Yeah. The High Ren video was I will be honest, I listen to that song I think every day. That song really was.
You seemed a bit stunned.
Yeah, I was. Just the way that he.
Oh yeah, and you were like.
Yeah. The way that he wrote it and the way that he talks to himself is just. It's amazing, but just as I was watching that video for the first time, I was thinking about different mental things he has going on, different things he's going through, and I started connecting with my life, because I've done that. Some of the things he said in the song is I do that, we all have that personality that we talk to. So it took about 6 listens to really download what's going on.
Yeah. I think a lot of people jump to sort of the mental health thing, and he was, and he does, experience different things like that. For me, when I was watching it was almost listening to it as a creator as well, as in, I talk to myself like that regularly.
Yep. Exactly.
Not bad, or not that I think it's mental illness. I don't have such anger, but I definitely have. Who are you talking about? Who do you think you are?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone has an inner monologue, and that's what really got me. Was the whole time I'm thinking dang man, I do this, and so it was, and just, oh man, the way he filmed it too, was just great. Yeah,
I connected to it in more of an imposter syndrome style.
Yeah,
and it was less for me, it was just watching that, and a lot of the times when I'm doing things, I'm always I don't give myself enough credit, and I'm doing all sorts of things, but it's for me, it's I never feel like I'm as good as I could be. And, when I listen to tracks like that, it connects with me to that voice of okay, hey, I'm actually good. But then that voice that I'm talking to is you're not good enough. Yeah. So then you got to keep doing, right? Yep. So, it's things like that. We all reflect on these type of music in vastly different ways. And that's what shows you how much power music has, right? Yeah. And that's why we wanted to start this, is we love music. Yeah. We wanted to spread the power of music to everyone else. So.
Yeah. Okay, go for it. You started 3 months ago, or you started a little bit before that.
Yeah.
Who gave you permission to start a YouTube channel? Who do you think you are?
Oh man,
permission.
I did. Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
Did you feel like it was a big deal, or was it just of course it's easy?
No, yeah. I mean, so he approached me about it, right? And he said this last night in the live stream, and it was true. Like we've always wanted to do something together, and we never really, we've tried this, tried that, but like he approached me about middle of January. He just texted me. He's like, "Would you want to do this with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Hell yeah. It gives me another chance, more chances for us to hang out and see each other.
Listen to music, yeah.
He listened to music. I'm like, I love music, and he said that too. He's like, I need somebody with a great music perspective, and he's like, I thought of you. I'm like, yeah, man. So it just started out small. We started out doing, we all brought songs to the table that we all wanted to do, like music that we liked. That's why I brought like Radiohead, because like Radiohead's my favorite band, things like that. So yeah, it's kind of surreal. Like I didn't really expect it. I didn't expect any of this at all. I was just here to have a good time.
Yeah,
and I still am.
Yeah, I've done a lot of video production and stuff in the past. So what's really nice is thankfully I have all the knowledge to be able to do this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so like the video editing and the graphics and the community building is like what I do in a profession, in a professional standpoint. And so that bringing that to the table also, I was like, dude, we could rock this, and like you said, in high school, we used to hang it all the time.
Yeah.
Like it was literally Devin and Eric a lot of the time. And so after we left high school, we parted ways. I have a family, we went to different colleges at different times. And so we were like, let's connect again. And I was just like, I want to hang out with you again. And so every Tuesday now we record in the morning, and we do, about 8 songs. Sometimes we do up to 10 if we're really feeling it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been a great way to reconnect. And, that's why we're so fun on camera, because this is how we were like back in the day. Whenever we get back in the day, I feel like we're like 70 years old. Back in my day, kiddo. But yeah, it just gives us a chance to be ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people relate to us too, is we're just ourselves and we have no shame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're like this off camera too. So.
Exactly.
No, but it sounds like you had, Devin, you had other skills and knowledge. And did you have the gear? Did you have, I mean.
Yeah. Everything here I've owned for a long time. Back when I was working in film production, I have like a room over here full of just video equipment and audio equipment and stuff like this. And all the set behind me was actually for my other channel. Like I work in the tabletop industry, the board game industry. I did another channel where I did game design and like I talk about board games and stuff. And so this branding was kind of like my branding originally. So yeah, I have had all this gear for a long time, and I'm finally using it again, which is exciting.
Are you still doing the other channel?
No, definitely not. No, I'm still designing games and I'm still publishing games, but for far as content goes, it's all EJRILLA, like nonstop. So
yeah, the reason I ask so many questions is that quite a few people that follow me kind of are on that edge of, they're fans of music, they really love the music, and some of them are almost tipping over to creating and sharing stuff, but not quite. They're just there. But obviously this isn't the first channel that you set up, so you have all that experience that you bring to it, and you have that your friends working together. So I'm guessing it felt safer, or I don't know, or were you just? This is going to make me sound really old. Are you just a different generation that turning the camera on seems completely normal? I don't know.
You want to take a stab right away?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't even know that I'm on camera, to be honest with you. And like that's how like I approach like recording, is like I don't think I've ever really gotten nervous to be on camera, because like I am who I am all the time. So like I don't really like know, like, you know what I mean? So it's yeah.
It was really nice because like I could have done this by myself, but I really wanted to bring him in because I was like I said, we're really good together. Yeah. And it gives us a good vibe. And I think there's so many reaction channels out there that are just one person just talking, and they're not very exciting. Like they don't have a good setup. They don't have good production. I wanted to turn that on its head, and I wanted to be like, okay, let's get the group vibe. Let's hang out. Let's chill. Let's also have a nice setup. Let's also have nice graphics, production. So I came at it like more of a professional standpoint, and I'm like, let's just bring EJ in because it's going to be awesome, you know? And so far it's been great. And so I think part of it is the safe space. Like you said, this is in my house, you know, so I'm here all the time. This is like my work desk that I normally use. And it's also like, it helps that we're consistent too. Like now every Tuesday, it's like, hey, we're just going to hang out. We're going to turn on the camera. But also the other point, like you said, I do think it is a generational thing because, I mean, we're so used to having these in our pockets at all times of the day. You know, a lot of the times we're scrolling through Facebook, we see pictures all the time, TikToks, you know, Insta stories, all that stuff like that. And so I think we're also just kind of, it's just like he said, we are who we are normally. This is how we are. It's not an act. This is like our actual personality. So just turning the camera on, it's as simple as me clicking a record button and like, we just do it. We just continue. And
like half the time, I don't even know he even clicked record.
Yeah. That's what's funny because our blooper reels are hilarious.
Yeah.
Sometimes we say dumb shit.
Like, honestly, yeah, that's just me not even, I'm just sitting here. The obviously he's like, hey, I'm recording. I'm like, oh, my bad. You know, so.
And then we go,
yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of that podcast style because I've noticed in the films that the YouTube channels that I'm following is that I gravitate more to that conversational style rather than the scripted style. But when I was looking at how to do YouTube, it was all write it in advance and read it and have it. Yeah.
Now, as soon as you start doing that, you start putting way too much pressure on yourself. And as soon as you're putting pressure on yourself, you get burnt out because it's too much pressure. And then anytime someone's going to comment, be like, oh, why is it scripted like that? Or you sound robotic. You're going to start hating yourself for doing that. And that's why our approach was very different. I was like, Eric, we're just going to hang out and we're going to press record. That's it. I don't edit like really anything. The only time I edit is, you know, very minuscule things. If like something breaks in the camera, you know, things like that, technicals. But I'm used to editing a lot. And in this channel, I said, we're just going to be authentic. The edit in the beginning and the end, just for all of our, you know, hooks and stuff. But then boom, we'll just chill and talk the rest of the way.
Yeah. So it sounds like you had like expectations of this is going to work. We're going to be professional. I've got a plan. Were you expecting to hit the number? Well, you said 4,000 earlier. You said you would have been happy with 4,000. So
yeah.
But you were kind of treating it professionally like a business.
Yeah, in a way. I was not expecting at all to be this like 11K in 3 months or something. That was all wild to me.
Yeah.
Like, because I have some knowledge of past channels, like I've watched reactors before, like, so I kind of knew how to do it, but I've never done it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, okay, cool. It's still, every time we hit a new 1,000, it's like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, I'm still in shock. And so that's just the nature of who I am. Yeah. Like, I'm very much like structured. My entire life is like planned. I'm very much a future focused kind of guy. And so I was like, I wanted to build something. I don't like sitting still. And so we want to grow, which is why we're branching out into, you know, we just did NF. We just did the search by NF. And so we're going to start working on NF. Eric's got some exciting things he's doing. He's going to start doing some solo reactions as well. Okay. So now we're both going to be doing solo reactions. So I wanted to always start this to like grow, like see potential in growth while still, you know, maintaining, like, we don't want to sell ourselves, right? Like, we're not going to be like, hey, if a sponsorship wants us to do the specific video, pay us money. We're not like, that's not us, right? We just wanted to do it. Now, if we could make a little bit of cash to support, to buy new, you know, equipment for the channel, cool. But we're still going to do this just because we love music. So that was my expectation going into it.
Yeah.
I really didn't have any expectations going into it. I was just hoping that at least my family and friends would subscribe and watch.
Which they did.
And they did. That was my hope. I'm like, listen, man, like, I just hope that like my friends watch. Yeah. It's been surreal. I mean, even when we hit 800, we were texting each other like, what? I don't even know 800 people.
Yeah. You made a joke about that at one point.
Yeah.
Too.
And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, 1,000. He texts me every time. He's like, hey, 15, hey, 2, hey, 25. I'm like, dude, slow down. Like, it's been 4 days. It's been surreal. Honestly, half the time I don't even believe it. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way. And
you're
then
like at work and 15 texts.
He'll text me at work. I'm like, no way. So I'll go to YouTube. I'm like, oh my Lord. I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty wild. It's been pretty surreal. It's been a fun journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious. are you censoring yourself as in don't geek out too much? Like, because I think Devin, you've got more of a music background. I think you said that you're a musician. Do you play instrument or sing, or is it more the DJ? What is it?
I do all of it.
You do all of it. And the sound
yeah,
production.
Before, like, when I first started, my journey has kind of been music my entire life. I actually started in music production, and I was signed to a label at one point as just an acoustic musician. So I thought that was going to be my career. I thought I was going to be a musician going forward. And then when I was looking at colleges, I almost went as a producer, but I just couldn't afford it. And so I had to pivot a little bit. And that's when I started getting to like the graphic design and marketing and all that stuff and video production. But music has always been my first step in. And so, yes, my goal in life is always to have 30 musical instruments and know how to play them all. And I'm almost there, but it's cool. I don't read music like technically. Like we both played trumpet in the band. That's about my extent to reading music. I usually just play by ear, which is I'm very fortunate to be able to kind of just pick up an instrument really fast. So.
Yeah. But are you holding back? Are you censoring yourself from going in that direction, like geeking out and going, oh, the guitar and the this and the that? Yeah. Because in the ones I've watched, you haven't gone that far. And I was going to ask Eric the same about the psychology type of thing. It's like, are you consciously saying, no, keep it tight? Or are you maybe another day you'll just geek out and let yourself go?
Yeah, for me, I'm not censoring myself at all. I don't think either of us are. This is just how we are reacting, right? Because we look at things so differently. Some songs we've dove into more than others.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for example, I mean, we did, there's a lot of the times where we try to find the Easter eggs and stuff. There's a lot of Ren stuff where there's Easter eggs. And so now at this point, we know he put stuff in. Yeah. So we're both like, wait, what's that? You found the Bambino book or something like that? That was a crazy find. And, it's things like that where I also don't want to, like, part of me doesn't want to be like, oh, I'm a musician, I could do all these things, right? Like, I don't want to look like I'm just a pretentious asshole, if that's censored. No, but like, I don't want to be that guy. It's like, yeah, I know how to do music, but I don't want to lean into it too much. There are times when I'm, especially Dimash, we just did some reactions. I talk about like the vocal range and I can hear how he, turns into his falsetto and stuff like that. And you can see subtle hints at my musicianship. Just like sometimes I say, okay, forte, or now we're doing staccato notes and things like that. But I don't want to like press it so much. I think for me, it's more about just, I react to the music video because I'm more of a visual person. And then like how the vocal tone sounds more than anything. I love hearing like if a voice is raspy or if a voice is, hazy or a little bit like that. So that's kind of what resonates with me more, but I don't think I'm censoring myself.
No.
I have some music background. I played trumpet for about 9 years, I think. I know how to read music. I don't know any other instruments than that. I don't really care to learn any instruments. I'm more of a lyric guy. So when I react to channels, when I react to videos, I don't really watch the video. I listen to the lyrics. I mean, I do watch the video, but for me, it's the lyrics because the lyrics tell the story. And when I listen to music, I'm in it for the story. I'm in it for a way to connect that song to my life, which is why I like Radiohead so much. It's because I'm able to connect a lot of Radiohead songs to my life. So that's what I look for in the music. I do listen to the instrument breakdown though, actually, especially with like rock songs. I like to break down the drums and then the guitar and the singing. I do all that in my head. So then I'll listen to like 30 seconds of the song with just the drums and then 30 seconds of the song just with the guitar, So I do that from time to time. It's just cool. It's cool to listen to how it all comes together. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is the lyrics for sure. I mean, especially if you like watch me react, I'm looking down a lot. I'm not bored. I'm just reading the lyrics.
You're reading.
Cause I'm just like I'm just reading the lyrics. Like that's literally what I'm doing. That's how I react. Yeah. Like if you want like a genuine reaction from me, I have to read the lyrics. Right. Cause I'm not really a visual person, and that's okay because he is. So
that's why we work so well.
Yeah. Right? So it's interesting when I also like the fact that when we break a song down, he brings his perspective from the visual part of it, and I'm like, oh, good point. That's how it matches with the lyrics. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that really works for our channel because we're almost complete opposites.
Yeah.
And they always say opposites attract, but for something like this, we have vastly different perspectives. Some people relate to me, some people relate to him. Like that's what's so good. Some songs relate to him, some songs relate to me, vice versa. We're also not like yes men. We're not gonna love every video. And that's something that really bothers me is the fake reactions. Okay, I'm glad I'm bringing it up because
what happens when you don't like it?
Yeah,
I just say it. I mean, you've seen my Pearl Jam video. I hate Pearl Jam. So much. I knew that going in. And so I was like, all right, just put a straight face on, just smile. Halfway through, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, Pearl Jam sucks. So I had to say it. And I think we did a recent Chinchilla video that's been getting me some waves.
Okay.
I just didn't care for it. I didn't care for it in the perspective of it just, to me, just wasn't a really good song.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to admit that. And that's what I like about that. Like, if I don't like it, I'm just going to tell you. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, what a great song. Because that's not my genuine reaction. So it's like, if I listen to a song or watch a video I don't like, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just did, you haven't seen this yet from me on the main channel. But, there's been a couple times where I've done some, because every week on Patreon, we do a bonus reaction. Okay. So a lot of the time, if we only have Tuesdays, right? So I record a lot of just separate stuff because I can. It's right here. And I just listened to a song that I did not like at all. And I was just like, straight up in the video. It was only on Patreon, but I was like, this is not very good. And I'm very honest about that. Every video we've watched on here, I've really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like I haven't had one that was like, okay. I've had some that were like strange and like weird, but I enjoyed it in a weird way.
Like My Ordinary Life.
That was hilarious. See, I loved that. Also, it was funny because we switched places. So that was a fun thing about that.
Yeah.
But like the stipendium, I did not know what to expect when I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then it was just so nerdy and so weird, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you haven't seen it yet, but there will be a time where I'm very, like you could probably tell, I'm very physical. And if I like something, if I don't like something, you will be able to tell. Because I'm not going to be, I'm just going to be doing like this instead of like, when I like something, I get into it.
Yeah.
And, I use hands. And, but so you'll be able to tell.
Yeah. I mean, the Renegades found me because I did a video saying I like reaction videos. I don't see myself as a reaction channel. I like going down the rabbit hole and watching the reaction videos and getting all the different takes on it and everything. But then they asked me to do some reactions, and one of them was Baby Metal. Have you heard of Baby Metal?
Yes.
No, I haven't heard of Baby Metal.
We will get there. It's on the list. Yeah.
And they've got a great fan base too, and people who are really passionate. And I made the video and I thought, I'm not sure I can share this because I think it wasn't that I was like saying, oh, I hate it. I think I was just staring at the screen going, what on earth am I? I was like a deer in the headlights. And at the end I said, I don't know what I just saw. I don't know. But
I love that.
Interestingly, the fans were like, yeah, we felt like that too. So I think sometimes you worry too much about what your first reaction is. And actually, a lot of the fans are like, yeah, we thought the same. You've got to listen to more. Right. In fact, a lot of them say that. I've seen your comments too. They say, oh, no, you have to listen to...
Right, you have to listen to this, listen to that. And like a lot of the times, in order to really get a good reaction to a song, you kind of have to know a little bit about the band, like a small amount about the band, and also react to them more, and you'll get a different reaction, right? Like if it was, for example, we just did Stray Kids. I mean, that song was really awesome. We loved that song, but we don't know anything about Stray Kids yet. Like I know Felix has a deep voice because of the comments. That's all I know, right? And as we do more, we're going to start learning more. Like right now, I'm deep in the BTS rabbit hole because I'm doing like Run BTS and stuff on the side. And now we're done a ton of BTS. So like we're at the point now where we've
done a lot of BTS.
Kind of know the members now. We know their personalities a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it really changes your perspective on reacting to future songs if you've done more than one.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's interesting too because of your two friends meeting up and you're working on the Tuesday. You've got that intense. I'm just listening to one song and one, after another, and then you must be getting more of a feel. It must be a different feel, because a lot of people said to me, oh, you need to hear them live, or you need to do this. And I thought, well, maybe listening to several of them like you used to listen to an album is the closest I can get to that, you know.
Yeah,
we've had a lot of people say like, hey, do this live or do this live, and some songs we've thought were really good live, but some songs we thought were not necessarily very good live. And everyone has opinions, right? And everyone's totally fine to have their own opinions. And I can't remember what it was, but it was one of the Warning songs live that it was fine, but it was not what we were expecting. It was kind of like, okay, it was a fine song, right? And I'm wondering, it makes me wish we had more time to do the live version versus the music video, because I was thinking about that. I was like, wait, we haven't done any music videos like official for the Warning. And so maybe that will switch our, because we're going to be doing the Warning week as like our final hurrah into the Warning, and then we'll move on to another band. And so we're like, we're going to do some music videos on that, because that might change our perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
And, BTS, everyone's like, oh, they're better live. And we've loved the official music videos. So like for us right now, they sound really good. I don't know if the live's going to be better. I understand why people say that, right? But like everyone's different.
Yeah. But you've got Patreon as well, haven't you? So you can explore and put more content over there or different things.
Yeah. The problem is just time. Like
and copyright too.
And copyright. Oh God.
Yeah, we put all of our copyright on our Patreon.
Yeah.
And time.
Time is really the big thing, because we only get the one day to record. I mean, this weekend he had to take work off yesterday just to do the recording and the live stream and stuff. But it's not like we can do that all the time, right? Like,
no.
I can, because I don't have a job. Like, I'm a stay-at-home dad, but I also this is basically what I do. Yeah. It's just all EJ right now. I also, because I publish games, I'm working on like Kickstarter and stuff. But that's it. That's all I do every single day. And so the reason I can do the Run PTS is because I have the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a 9 to 5. I can sit here and react to however long I want to. And like, I'm going to, some of the dance videos and stuff, I might do.
I just had a vision of you doing the dance, like actually doing the dancing. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Some of the dance videos, like, I was like, oh, what? Okay.
We like, it's potential, but again, like, we only have 8 videos a Tuesday to record. Yeah. We have to really pick and choose what we do. And like, I also want to make sure Eric's getting the songs he wants to react to. It
needs to be fun.
It's hard to find that balance, because growth is great, but we don't want to only do community stuff. I mean, we also have our own choices. Like, that's why for me, Harry Mack was one I really want to do more of. And we're going to do a few today, actually, and he's going to do some stuff today too. And so it's a fine line when, people are like, react to this next. Well, you don't realize we have 2 weeks plus planned out already.
Yeah.
I have to do that in order to, do daily videos or whatever. Right. So I think we're giving the people what they want. It's just like, we're not able to do 15 BTS videos a week or 15 Ren videos a week. We would love to. We just can't.
Yeah. No, I was doing one interview and he was saying, oh, yeah, I do about 12 videos. And I was just about to say, wow, that's a lot per week. And he went per day. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, per day.
That put me in my place.
Wow.
But if this is your business, right. I'm in a different position. But yeah, if this is your business and you've got to get the numbers up and get the content, and I think they have a Patreon account as well. It's like they need enough content for YouTube, enough content for Patreon. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're not thinking of this as like a business, really. Like, we're kind of just Tuesdays, we record, boom. Yeah, we're making some cash, but that a little bit of that goes to us, and this goes to upgrading the channel and just getting more stuff. Like, the long-term goal is, we're able to support ourselves a little bit more and we can do more content, right? Yeah. Like, we just can't do that right now. Yeah. And I hope people understand that. And so there's been some people where it's like, oh, another reaction channel just doing BTS on Patreon. And it's like, you don't understand how much work it takes to do this. Like, it is, we have to record, and that's, an hour or whatever. And then I have to edit, which is like at least 2 hours each video. And then I have to play in the graphics and all this stuff. And then we get copyright strikes and I have to dispute things and we can't do it. And it's like, we have to do things like Patreon because it's like not worth our time otherwise. So it's a tough pill to swallow to have to do that.
I mean, I wouldn't worry about. I think that if the market was saturated as such and the fans didn't want any more, then nobody would be watching. But there's people watching, you know. I know for me, I went down the rabbit hole particularly for the High Ren song. So when I see a new reaction channel and I'm thinking they're going to find High Ren, like I particularly go for that song, and each channel notices something else, and you know, the cinematography or the lyrics, or they're talking about things that I know nothing about, like the beats and different things, you know. But I just particularly have a rabbit hole thing about that song. Dear me.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a bit of a problem. Do you know other reaction channels? Have you done it? Are you thinking about collaborating or anything like that? Or
no, I don't. No. I have never watched reaction videos before this. I know the channel Jared and Jordan. Sorry, because you showed me those.
Yeah.
And that's it though. I've never really. No, I know nobody else.
Yeah, I know. Jared and Jordan was the first guys I watched.
Yeah.
And then I found Black Pegasus.
Yeah.
He has a really good channel. And then Rob Squad is the other one that I've watched. Now that we're doing this, I don't watch any of them because I don't want to be a fake reactor, right? If they've reacted to something I want to react to, well, I can't watch it. Yeah, I want to watch it and be as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
But in terms of collaboration, that is definitely on the queue. Basically, my goal is to start reaching out to a lot of these. You know, they all have emails attached. You know, all it is, hey, we got a channel now. We'd love to do an interview or something, kind of like what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do this for the community. Like, I'm a huge community guy, which is why I'm responding to comments, which is why I'm trying to do community stuff, you know, with all these requests. Because for me, I do it for the people. And so I really want to get Ren on an interview. If we could hook that, man, I'm trying. I'm getting there. But yeah, it's as simple as just writing an email and trying to hopefully they get back and it doesn't go to spam.
Yeah, but I think what I've noticed is it feels to me that is the way it is going for the reaction channels, that you get little groups of people, even if it's just two different channels, occasionally having a conversation and then other people joining a live. As I say, I've had different people doing interviews. As I know other people that do interviews. I like to talk more about the creativity because I struggle to hit record. So you have had a different experience of life to me. Like, you know, I find it really hard to hit record. So I'm curious how people even got themselves to do that. But that's what I'm interested. But some people are interested more in the mental health, and they're asking about the experiences and how the reactors connect on that side. So it's fascinating how many paths there are. That's what I mean.
Yeah. When it's cool, like Ren says, rising tides lift all ships.
Yeah.
Like, that's the definition of collaboration between each other. You see that in other YouTube channels, like, you know, for example, Mr. Beast. Obviously, he's the biggest of YouTube. But just to give him off the top of my head, like, he does all sorts of collaborations with all sorts of YouTube channels. And all of those people see his channel, and you know, now they're all basically lifting each other up. Another channel I like to watch is 1000. 1000 is an artist, and he does a really good job with collaborations. And you know, his whole thing is lifting others. It's a show.
And production. If you're liking the production side of things, I really like.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. I mean, collaboration is the way to go if you're able to. It just, you know, takes time and takes planning and scheduling around people's crazy schedules.
Yeah. Well, I've connected to a few people, and there's one that she does some reactions, and she also does some covers of the songs, but she also writes her own music. And I said, well, can I use some of your music to create cartoons? I draw cartoons, and can we do an animation? You know, so cool. Each of us is kind of pushing. And I was saying to the people in the group, I haven't created this much in a long time, but seeing them do stuff makes me want to try something new.
Yeah, you create cartoons. That's really cool.
I draw cartoons, which is one of the things when you were saying about doing, did you say board games?
Yeah.
I found myself on board game channels for YouTube because I was looking at putting the cartoons on cards and publishing them and different things.
Well, if you need connected in the board game industry, I got you. You see the email, touch base.
Yeah, I was just saying,
but
I'm making things, and I don't necessarily have a vision or a plan for this is going to be a success. It's like, is this fun to make right now? And I suppose just sharing it and getting a little bit of feedback. I have a tendency to overthink things and try to figure out what the best step is. And it's like, no, you've got to put it out there a lot more.
Just got to do it.
Yeah. Just do it. Do it.
But I'm curious. Sorry, Eric is being quiet. I really wanted to know, did you feel, obviously you're saying you're connecting with a friend and listening to music. That's all great. But did you feel something was missing, like creating, or was this just, I'll hang out with a friend, or?
Like before I agreed to do it, did I feel like something was like missing? Is that kind of okay? No. No, I didn't. You know, I really didn't feel like anything was missing. I truly did this just to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going into it, it was just one of those things where I was just in it to hang out with a friend and have fun.
Yeah.
I don't respond to any of the comments. I don't do any of the technical work. None of this gear is mine.
Yeah.
The YouTube world is not what I'm into. So I don't, you know, I approach this every day as I get to listen to good music, and I get to, you know, my favorite part of this channel is people show me new music.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Is because I think what was missing was the fact that I didn't know who Ren was.
Yeah.
You know, and like we can laugh at that, but that's the truth. Like I'm my perspective on this is like I am being shown so much new content, so much new music, and it's making me happy. It's making me love music again.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I get burnt out on music really fast, but getting introduced to Ren and BTS and these different artists that I knew BTS was a thing, but I didn't know Ren was. Yeah. So being shown Ren has been a big perspective change for me with music. So that's kind of how I approach it.
Yeah. I was out of the loop for listening to music. Just life stuff happens. And being busy, but like you say, and also I wasn't with a circle of friends that were saying, "Oh, this new thing and this new thing." You know, we were all just busy being families and different things like that.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
What's cool is in our live stream last night too. We talked about there was a question about books, and you got some good book requests.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm a big reader, so
you're a big reader. So,
yeah. I'm very much an introvert.
Yeah.
I don't talk a lot, so. I just, you know, I like to keep to myself. I like my private time. I like to hang out with who I live with. So it's nice. Yeah. So like being able to, that live stream was cool because I was able to interact with the community on things that I'm into.
Yeah.
You know, like we were able to actually like talk as human beings.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that was like humbling about it.
Yeah.
Was the fact that like at the end of the day, like we're all just people.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I think that's why I don't get nervous. And why I don't like think about camera, because at the end of the day, like we're all people, you know. Yeah. So it was nice. It was nice to interact with the group like that and talk about books. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I got some good book recommendations. Yeah,
not all the reactors do lives. I mean, and also I've asked them about interviews, and some people would be uncomfortable doing an interview. It's all they're happier if they can record it and edit and do different things. This sort of spontaneous. Yeah. You'd be surprised because they seem completely comfortable on camera, but the idea of doing a live,
it's all about image. Yeah. For a lot of the reactors, it's about image. For us, we are who we are, right? So like that's why I went into it. We're not going to edit much. I mean, we're just gonna like there's a reason people, you know, keep watching, because sometimes you never know when we're just going to say something funny or silly that makes no sense, but it works for us and it might be hilarious. And so like the biggest thing on YouTube is the thumbnail image, honestly. Too many reactors don't focus on that too much. And I mean, you want people to see your content, right? So how do they do that? Well, they need to click to your content. Well, if you don't have good thumbnail, they're not going to look at you over the next person. Right. So it's the YouTube world. Like he said, it's not for him, but that's for me. I love the YouTube world. I love content creation as a whole.
Yeah.
So.
No, but it's what you were saying though. It's kind of opening a door so that other people can tell you different. Some people have recommended particular documentaries to me or particular books, like you say, and I'm just thinking, this is so cool. This is like, cool. But also I underestimated the value of video, that they would feel like they know me, and they kind of do know me. Because, because if I'm just winging it on a reaction, they do know me. They, that's what my character is, or I'm talking about things that are interesting to me. So that's how.
Yeah, that's why that's how I use YouTube. I use it for things that I'm like. I watch a lot of like Zelda content and video game content and like horror movie content. So I've never like watched reactions before.
Yeah.
So I actually when we started doing this, I did start searching when I got home that first night. Like there's like horror movie reactions, there's video game reactions.
The world of
so I'm like, well, I might start watching those. So,
there's a girl called Jess. I think her channel is, it's Film Finds. She refers herself as Film Nerds, and I've done an interview with her. She loves horror. She's done a few of the Ren reactions, and have you done? I think you've done the Cujo Beatdown.
Yep.
Yeah. And so of course she loves horror. So the cinematography of Cujo Beatdown. When she starts realizing it's torture, she starts laughing.
Same.
There's a girl who likes a horror.
I'm like, oh, that's cool.
We were like, when it just went blank, and it was in the side there. We're like, wait, what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
And we heard like the torture, and we're like, no, what? It's actually happening? What? This is crazy.
It was just so funny because she says, oh, I get the jokes and I get the references to do with horror movies and different things like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
But
I
saying,
appreciated that.
I don't know how that makes me look.
Same actually. Yeah.
Laughing and...
I think the same thing. Whenever I see like horror movie trailers or whatever, I'm like, oh, whoa. But like everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's awful. I'm over there like watching like a movie like Hellraiser for the first time.
Yeah.
Everyone around me was like blacking their eyes. I'm over there like, whoa. So I get that vibe. Yeah, because you look around, you're like, they probably think I'm like a psychopath or something.
Yeah.
I just enjoy horror. It's good.
She calls herself a film nerd, and she plays it down, but she studies film and like read the books.
Yeah,
she knows it all.
That's cool.
But her particular spot is the horror films. So the fact that music would dip its toes into that horror genre, she just thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's
kind of cool.
Anyway, anything else you guys want to say? Because you've given me lots of your time. Thank you.
No, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this with us. We thought this was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
When he texted me about this, I didn't believe him. I'm like, what? And then, I was like, yeah. He's like, you want to do this interview? I'm like, heck yeah, I want to do this interview. This sounds awesome. No, thank you for taking the time and talking with us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And again, it's all about the spreading of joy.
Yeah,
music,
absolutely.
Right? So anything to do that, to connect, and this was a great interview. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely.
I'm actually interested though. People say to me, do you have questions that you send out? It's like, no, I'm hopefully listening to you and following up from there. Right. I start with a Ren because it's a common ground type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just so interested. I'm so interested that people are having a different experience to me. I knew about cameras and I knew about this.
Yeah.
You just seem like on a different planet to me.
Honestly, I think the same thing.
I think you covered the 1 million subscribers video for Red.
Yeah, we did.
The tech messed up and my face image is in the corner. And it's so small, I have to put a yellow arrow to point and say, this is... But the Ren fans were okay with it. The Ren fans. And that's why when you were talking about the Ren fans and how they've been and that they've been positive and different things, that was definitely my experience. Amazing. They allowed me to mess up and...
Yeah. No, the Renegades have been like perfect. They're amazing. They're
encouraging you. Anyway, I'm going to blink my eyes and then you'll be at 20,000. And then we'll blink again.
Yeah, no doubt. Honestly.
But anyway, thank you for your time. I'm going to hit end recording and then we can say our goodbyes after, unless there's anything else. Right. I will be sending
I don't think so. No.
Putting links below and things like that.
Okay.
And we'll talk video games, not video games, board games another day. All right?
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much for having us.
Bye.